Picking the greatest European national team ever is harder than picking a World Cup winner. Trophies matter, but so do dominance, longevity, identity, and impact. At number 10, Denmark makes the list because this team has punched far above its weight for decades. They do not have the trophy haul of the giants, but very few countries their size can match this football story. Denmark is usually organized, smart, and hard to break down, and when they hit their level, they can hurt anyone. Euro 1992 is still one of international football's wildest wins. Denmark got into the tournament late, then ended up lifting the trophy. Add the run to the Euro 2020 semi-final, and this is clearly more than a nice underdog team. With all due respect to Belgium, Denmark has the bigger classic tournament memory. That gets them in. Ninth is Croatia, and for a country with such a short independent history, their tournament record is ridiculous. This is one of the most efficient national teams Europe has ever produced. They do not need 10 great generations to make deep runs. When Croatia builds one elite midfield and one hard, clever squad around it, they usually go a very long way. The standout run is still the 2018 World Cup, when they reached the final and knocked out major names on the way. Add third place in 1998 and again in 2022, and the pattern is obvious. Croatia has done more with less than almost anybody here. They lack the long legacy of the teams above them, but their peak efficiency is undeniable. At number 8, it is Hungary, a team that carries more historical weight than modern fans sometimes realize. They are not world champions, but they were once the standard for international football. Long before tactical systems became trendy talking points, Hungary had already built a side that scared everybody and changed how the game could look. The mighty Magyars are the reason this team ranks so high. They reached 2 World Cup finals, crushed England 6-3 at Wembley in 1953, and still hold one of the great attacking records in World Cup history. Teams like Belgium deserve a mention, but Hungary's historical peak was bigger. Their trophy cabinet is lighter than their legacy, but that legacy is massive. 7th is Portugal. For a long time, this felt like a brilliant football nation that was always one step short of true international greatness. The talent was there, the big names were there, but the major trophy was missing. That changed in the last decade, and that change matters a lot in a ranking like this. Euro 2016 changed Portugal's place in football history because once that first title arrived, the whole story looked different. Then they added another Nations League title and made the resume stronger again. Compared with some of the teams below them, Portugal now has the silverware to match the talent. That is why they are safely inside the top 7. 6th is England, and this one depends on what you value most. On pure trophies, England could be lower. On historical importance, worldwide influence, and constant presence at major tournaments, they are very hard to push down. This is one of football's foundational nations, and even when England disappoints, the expectations stay huge because the ceiling has always been serious. Of course, the defining line is still World Cup 1966. One major title is not enough to challenge the top 3, but it is still the biggest prize in the sport. Add recent finals and semi-finals, and England finally looks closer to its status again. The Dutch may have a stronger style argument, but England's title and historical weight give them the edge here. Number 5 is the Netherlands, maybe the greatest European team never to win the World Cup. 3 World Cup finals, 1 European championship, and a football identity that changed the game far beyond results alone. When people talk about national teams that left a tactical mark, the Dutch are always near the very front. Very few countries have shaped football ideas like this one. The 1974 and 1978 sides gave the Netherlands an aura that still lasts, and Euro 1988 finally delivered a major trophy. That balance matters. This is not just a beautiful loser story. With all due respect to England, the Dutch often looked more influential at their best, but England still has the World Cup win. That is why the Netherlands sit just outside the top 4. 4th is Spain, and at their peak they were almost untouchable. This team did not just win, they took over international football and made everybody chase their style. Spain had good sides before that golden era, but between 2008 and 2012 they built one of the strongest runs any national team has ever produced. Very few peaks on this list can match it. Winning Euro 2008, the 2010 World Cup, and Euro 2012 back-to-back-to-back is still absurd. Then Spain later added a record fourth European championship, which gives the resume even more weight. France has more long-term balance across eras, but Spain's peak was cleaner and more dominant than almost anyone's. That makes them an easy top four team. At number 3, France has the perfect mix of trophies, talent, and staying power. This is not just one golden generation. France keeps reloading, and that matters in a greatest ever ranking. Different eras, different stars, same threat. From the late 1990s to the modern game, they have been one of the most reliable top-level national teams in the world. 2 World Cups, 2 European Championships, and a Nations League title give France one of the strongest modern resumes in football. Just as important, they keep reaching the latter stages. Finals, semifinals, deep runs. It happens again and again. Spain may have had the sharper short peak, but France has done it across more cycles. That consistency is why they make the top 3. Second is Italy, one of the most complete international teams the sport has ever seen. 4 World Cups and 2 European Championships already tell you most of the story. But Italy is not just about totals. It is also about identity. This team has always had a clear football personality, cold under pressure, tactically smart, and brutally effective when tournament football gets tight. The best proof is how spread out the success is. World Cup wins in different eras, the Euro triumph in 2021, and countless deep runs in between show real longevity. Italy has had crashes too, but almost every giant has. Compared with France, the Italians have the bigger World Cup history. Only one European side combines trophies and tournament pedigree better. That is Germany. Number 1 is Germany, and honestly, this is the easiest call on the list. No European national team has matched their combination of trophies, consistency, and big tournament presence. 4 World Cups, 3 Euros, and a habit of reaching semifinals and finals across generations. That is the standard. Germany might not always play the prettiest football, but they keep turning up when it matters most. That is what separates them from Italy. The trophy count is close, but Germany's consistency at major tournaments feels almost automatic. From West Germany to reunified Germany, the story barely changes. Strong squads, huge pressure, and usually a deep run. They have had dips, of course, but the overall body of work is unmatched in Europe. For greatness over time, Germany is still number 1. So that is the list. History, trophies, peak level, and tournament consistency all pulled together. Some teams had the higher peak, some had the richer legacy, but across Europe, nobody stacked those things better than Germany, Italy, and France. Now, it is your turn. Which team is too high? Which team is too low? And who is the biggest missing name from this top 10? Drop your ranking in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, like it and subscribe for more football lists.